Hello, you're welcome to the behind the scenes of our logo process at Goshen Media, and we are going to be designing a logo for an e-learning platform. So let's look at our brief. But before we go into the brief, I want to say a couple of things pertaining to designing a logo. First of all, as a logo designer, you must have a strength for, or you must have a taste for research. That's before you go into the process of actually designing the logo, you must take your time to break down the brief. So there must be a brief. And sometimes, if your client doesn't give you a brief, they just tell you, okay, this is what I want. Make sure that you're taking note of it and you ask questions. So most times our own process at Goshen Media is to make sure that we jump on a discovery call so we get to know your brand, get to understand your fears, your strengths, your weaknesses. We go deep into what you're about. Even ask you casual questions like even what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite cartoon character? Sometimes we go that deep because especially when we are dealing with a founder, most times we deal with founders, it's always people always the output of what we do is always sometimes, even if people say I separate my business from myself, they always connect in a way. So it's an extension of themselves in a way, not completely so, but there's always a strength, like some trace. So we always like to go deep, and this helps so that whatever concept we come up with, we are able to plant it, or it is derived. Let me not say planted. It is derived from something solid, not just something that we just came up with randomly. Now, let me give you an example. We can come up with a dot for your logo, yeah, but because of the in-depth of storytelling that came from our conversation with you, so we are not just saying this is your logo, this is a dot. You say, okay, do you remember when you said this? And we took it further by doing some research on XYZ, and we go deep and deep and deep. At the end of the day, we give you a logo and you're like, this thing is simple, but the idea behind this simple thing is irresistible. And so that comes to where the client says, okay, I think it can work because of the storytelling is very deep. So that is because as an agency, we make sure that our process is vetted from a very, very good research. But research is informed. So we are listening to you before we then go to do our research. So this is an already made brief. So we have skipped the brand discovery call. Let's say this is the product of a brand discovery call. So Courier, as you already know, is an e-learning platform that is going to compete with companies like, permit me to scroll down for a bit, companies like Coursera, Skillshare, and LinkedIn Learning. So now we are going to how do they behave? Because every project we come at it with, okay, this is a human being. Let's name the human being. What kind of vibe does he or she have? Is he a male or a female? She energetic, she calm, she crazy, and all these things are defined by personality, mission, and vision. Where is the brand going to? So a brand that is looking out to scale and sell off, to investors in the next 10 years, we will not necessarily design with a long term in mind. Yes, you may say, how does that affect design? It does, because in as much as we will not spell it as in a design that these guys are going to sell off their company or they are building to sell, but it will affect our design choices. So it will affect maybe the color or maybe typography, some very subtle things that you may not notice at the end of the day, but behind the scenes we are very, very, very well aware. So now we know that the tagline is clarity before complexity, transform mission transforms scattered learning into guided pathways, because they believe there are a lot of information out there, and you get from here, you get from here. And one thing about getting scattered information is sometimes there is a disconnect. So one person might be teaching you it's red and yellow, another person tells you it's red and blue, another person is telling you it's blue and black. So they want to be able to make sure that people have from information gathered together and they are sure what they are getting is correct, and is also it's guided. Now, personality of the brand, very important. I want you to take note of this because most times people look at this personality and they just feel it's okay. Maybe this is just what we just used to, just know this is what the brand is. No, personality actually guides the kind of imagery we would use, the style of the font, and even to an extent, even the logo itself, because there are certain like companies like this. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but I'm just giving you a sneak peek. It's probably we are not going to go with a caps lock like all capital letters logos, just to keep to this clear, encouraging, intelligent, modern, and calm. So if we do caps lock now, there's something that when you write in capital letters, it does. Let me give you an example. Let me open my Illustrator. So, okay, let's create a new file. There's something that it does when you see capital and you see, sorry, I'm not giving you any tutorials on settings, but I hope you do understand how to set up your workspace. I'm creating a lot of artboards because I usually tell myself I want to allow myself to make a lot of mistakes. So yes, but let me reduce it to 10 because I know as I was clicking up, a lot of you are thinking I'm crazy, but I'm not. It just allows me creative space. Okay, let me explain what I was talking about with the personality type. Okay, let's type a word. Let's type cool. Let's just play. Let's just as if we want to start, but we have not started yet. But let's just do as if we wanted to start the project and see. Let's type cool, and this is cool here, and we increase the size. Now this is cool in a small letter. I'm getting the spelling correct, right? Okay, and let's do cool again. So Courier goes again to, but this time we're doing Courier in capital letter. So can you see something different here? Now let me change the font so that you believe what I'm saying. Let me give it a more bold font, something that is more loud. Let's go for Vanguard. That's one of my favorite. Ever since I discovered that font, I've abandoned every other thing. I know it's not fair, but it's a double-edged word. So now let me give it something different for the other one so that you know what I'm saying and you don't feel that I'm carried away. Now have you seen that this Kurio and this Kurio is different? They are the same thing, but they are different because of why this Kurio feels more bold, feels more energetic. While this one just feels calm. In fact, let me even give it more of a Gen Z kind of vibe or a modern kind of vibe. We'll use the turning. So now, have you seen Kurio this, Kurio that? I'm even looking at this one and I'm even getting an ideation already, but I'm not going to jump my steps. We're going to follow our steps. You get that? We're going to follow our steps. So now, this is what I was trying to say by personality affects even typography. So let's go back to our brief. So now there are some design principles that we laid out for this project in order to guide execution, ideation, and also research so that we don't just do research in like we just do it aimlessly is a guide. Now most times your clients may not give you a guide, but you as a person, as a designer, you can come up with a guide to help yourself. You can come up with something that gives you understanding of okay, this is what I will not try, this is what I will try. But to be on the safe side, sometimes it's good to explore all ends. But yeah, also having a guide is also very important, and a guide can be gotten from this this first outline. That's the brand core. So you know that okay, this brand is not going to be shouty. We are not going to do this. We are not going to do that. So now from this, we're saying that the brand is clear. They are picking clarity over decoration structure with warmth, progress through simplicity. Have you seen that word? That's what I was saying. That first word is giving me the vibe of what it's going to be, but I'm not going to jump the gun. So now all courses follow the Choreo method, which is why concept, project, next steps. So basically, this is what their learning structure feels like, and it is best that as designers we are aware of this because it helps us to integrate. It helps us to while we are designing integrate this in our own design systems as well. So their core pathways is UI UX design, data analysis, project management, AI engineering, and as designers, we are required to, or our agency is required to deliver on a primary logo plus simplified mark, app icon, favicon, social media profile adaptations, clear spacing usage and guidelines. That's basically a brand guide. And then primary primary color palettes, typography, brand pattern, imagery style, social media templates, marketing mockups, throw in a lot of this is what it looks like in real life. And now I'm going to pause here to talk a little bit about mockups. So I've seen a lot of designers do mockups and it is very interesting. Like I am addicted to mockups. Let me just confess before I go further. I am addicted to mockups. But there's something I want you to also to guide in your use of mockups. a stage will come in your design career. I was discussing with a friend and he said this, that you have to be able to, not that you stop using mockups, but some projects you just have to tone it down. Like, let the logo stand on its own. Let me see what it can do. Yeah, it may not be for all your project, but once in a while you just tone it down, because sometimes, because of how good the mockup is, it may cover up a bad logo. I'm sorry I said that. You can scratch that, but I have to say it. I'll say it again. Sometimes a good mockup can cover a bad logo. So you have to be careful to make sure that your logo actually works. You don't just stamp it around on objects, platforms, and stuff like that. So now we are seeing that they want indoor, outdoor. It's an e-learning platform, so they want a lot of stuff that they'll be able to do marketing around campuses, and other environments that they are likely to have their target markets. Now, this brings me to something before we finish this brief. So, when you are reading this, you understand that they have indirectly told us about their target market, which is people that want to learn, students, younger people, people that are looking for an opportunity to scale themselves in terms of knowledge. Now, strategic do or don'ts, confusion, intimidation, chaos, cliche, all those ones are still back part of the design, the guide. So the success metrics for this is that if users feel clarity, learners feel empowered, professional trusted, it stands out apart in 3 seconds. 3 seconds, take note of that. It stands out in 3 seconds. Can I highlight that? Yeah, I can. Okay, it stands out in 3 seconds. It stands apart in 3 seconds. Doesn't blame the competitors. That means there must be a clear difference. If you put LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, what else? What else? What other guys? Coursera. I even have a Coursera tab open here. Let me just pretend as if it was for research, but it was not. Okay. So merchandise feels desirable. People want to wear should use it. Project timeline. Please ignore this. But yes, the project timeline is as stated. It should have been started, but yeah, we are using it for this class or for this video. So now let's go into the first step of our process. Now the first step is Control A, research. You research on your brief. Now, a lot of people have different ways of doing their own research. Some people do, like some very big agencies, do off-site, like they go off-site, go to places that these companies exist to, and all of that. But because this is a fictional brand, first of all, number two, this is also a project that is not very large scale. So the budget is tight. Let's just imagine it was actually a real brand. The budget is tight. So we have to do something that is very, easy. And our next best option is doing an online research. And our bodies for that is AI. So I'm going to copy everything here. Control C. What did I just do? Go Control C, and I'm going to take it to my trusted. Now, this is not to advertise anybody's AI platform, but I always use like three at once, just to make sure that I'm on the, what this does for me, that, let me just say this before I say what I wanted to say. What this particular process using AI does is that it helps me to see what wasn't said in the brief and helps me to delete what is not necessary. So I use DeepSeek, I use ChatGPT, and I also use Cloud AI. So Cloud AI is basically for correct English, but DeepSeek is the one that actually unpacks the brief. So I'm going to write at the end of what I copied and say unpack brief. So unpack brief, basically nothing else, so that I'm serious. And I'm going to send. Now let's see what it does for us. So when you send these things to the AI, it helps you to break it down, to see through what was said. But also, while you're also giving ChatGPT to do the work, you can also open another tab and search e-learning platforms to look at competitors. So that the first thing for me, the first thing to do, apart from target audience and all of that mission and vision, is to look at competitors. Because at the end of the day, if what you design is fine, but it is like as if you designed it for another company, it's problem. It is problem. There's wahala. It's wahala. So we have to make sure that what we design is not a clone, but it's a distinct platform of its own, considering that they already stated who their competitors are, Coursera. So we're now going to look at Coursera. Let's look at Coursera. Basically, what does their website look like? So mid. Mid. Let's just say that I'll give Coursera a 5. They shall try. I like their blue. But listen, I'm not just saying this randomly. I'm taking note of their color, I'm taking note of their fonts, I'm taking note of a lot of things at the same time. So don't just jump and if you notice, I'm not opening Illustrator yet. Not because we are not going to do that, but because it's important for us to lay this foundation. This foundation that seems easy, similar. Say hello, social media, rest. So I don't want to change careers, then leave me alone. Now we're going to go to the next computer, which was LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is also one of my favorites. I think I've used LinkedIn Learning before. And one thing I think I really like about LinkedIn Learning is the fact that their learning platform is actually very top notch. For me, I feel it's one of the best. But considering I'm designing for a company called Creo, I cannot say any. I can't speak any further to that. But yeah, LinkedIn Learning is also very chill. But you'll notice that there's also a blue. So this blue something is now, you understand? We don't necessarily need to ignore the blue and say we are not doing blue as well. But even if we want to also use the blue, we have to make sure that we do it in such a way that we are distinct. Good. So now the next person we are going to look at, I'll just add them to the list based on say, you know, we don't mind, won't hurt, but I don't really count them. But I think they have done some upgrade. Is Udemy. I don't really like them, but can't hurt if I like to check them out. Why don't I like them? I don't even know. I don't know. Probably because I've been using Coursera and LinkedIn Learning for a while. This is actually cute. I like their imagery here. Their imagery, speaks carries a lot of energy. So you see when you're looking at competitors, don't just go and be looking aimlessly and look at their logo and zoom in, zoom out. Oh, this person's logo is this person's logo has an arrow or whatever. This one doesn't have some. Look at even their imagery, their fonts, their typography, their style of writing. If you notice, what did they write here? Big ambitions meet big savings. Get skills you need for your 2026 dreams, the courses from, see, so they're trying to be affordable. So this brand is now on the affordable spectrum. But with LinkedIn Learning, these guys no saying your papa or I don't know if I should be able to log in. But I know LinkedIn Learning is a little bit expensive. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I tried it, but I know it's quite expensive. But yeah, I don't know if we could check that. But yes, that's what I wanted you to know, that affordability is also another thing for you to consider. Is this what those are the things you can also consider while designing your logo? I know this is a stretch. It's as if we are doing brand strategy, but yes, that is what we do to get the best. So now let's go back to our AI. Well, let's see what they have cooked for us. I pasted it on only one AI because I just wanted us to have a focus. But yeah, I'll still use my trusted ChatGPT later. I don't know. People have tried to drag me away from my lover. When I say lover, please don't take it to an extreme. It's just that I like the guy. Like, I call him guy because he just sounds like a guy, but yes, he's just very smart in a way. My friends don't like him, but I don't mind. Modern learning platform that acts as a guided pathway, not a content dump. See, an intelligent mentor that simplifies complexity, not the overwhelming textbook. The brand should feel calm confidence in learning. Calm confidence in learning. Key attention to resolve. You see, it has started giving me ideas. See, to be structured without being stiff, professional without being cold, simple without being childish. Logo system direction, guided pathway plus clarity. Have you seen? It's starting to make sense. I'm already having ideas already. Kai! Design is sweet. Okay, so literal education icons, avoid. You see, it's telling me what to avoid. Explore abstract pathways and all of that and all of that. Must communicate intelligence and approachable, da 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 da, and patterns and all of that and all of that. Imagery and all of that and all of that. Okay, let's do something else before I go into Illustrator. I want to build what I call a word map. Okay, word map. Now, a word map is basically something you do when you want to be able to generate ideas very fast. And this is where a lot of logo designers struggle because they have very little ideas, very small ideas. So they'll just do one logo and they cannot do another one again for that idea, like for that brand. Well, I don't know this, and sometimes the clients will reject it. I personally, in social media, we usually present only one logo. then the client corrects and we iterate from there. We don't present more than one logo because I believe we put in a lot in what we do. Yeah, if you just look at this, is just like, see now, look at what we have done now. We have gone deep, do research and all of that. So when we come out tight. When you see what we've done, we know that these guys are legit. Yeah. So word mapping helps us to come up with a lot of words around that brand. So then we'll now take them and try to do like a combination. So can match uncle learning with auntie spread. That's spread learning. Like learning is being spread around the world. And we can match calm and comfortable with what else is in this brand? Education. I don't know. You understand? But let's see what Uncle Dipsic is going to give us. So let's do word mapping. Let's do word mapping. Give me sorry. Give me 20 words. 20 words is much. Give me 10 words around this brand. Around this brand. So you see, the end of this, it's going to give me like, okay, I'm already having an idea. I just hope that it's not okay. And if you notice, when you're using DeepSeek, for those of us that use DeepSeek a lot, you see that first of all, DeepSeek is very thoughtful. Like, this is why a lot of my friends don't like ChatGPT because they feel it's not as thoughtful. But yeah, DeepSeek is very thoughtful. So you see how it's telling you, like, it's already giving you the answers from even this like thinking. So his thinking is actually very, very intelligent. And if you're a patient person, please take your time to read that because it can give you ideas. Now, I'm supposed to create a mood board first before even going into anything logo like, right? That's true. That's always the next thing before going to do a logo. So let's see if I can create a mood board or whether I should skip that process to just going straight to design the logo. But since the end product of this video is probably going to be just a logo, I think I will skip the mood board for now because I know that that one is going to be a lot. But just put it at the back of your mind that our idea at the end of the day is going to give a calm. So think of when I say calm, think of now this is something about mood board. A lot of people don't understand that. People feel that your mood board must be around the brand, like competitors. It's a lie. It's a very big lie. You can pick similar brands. So now I'm picking, excuse me, I'm picking Nivea. Yes, I'm picking Nivea because of that calm vibe. I'm picking Nivea as one of the brands for look and feel. I love Nivea's look and feel. It just gives that, I don't know, just gives that vibe. So I'm picking Nivea, and Nivea is a global brand also, so also is Korea. So I'm picking Nivea. I'm picking I want to pick Toyota, but Toyota seems a little bit ish, but let's pick Toyota as well. Have you seen how crazy this is? So it goes beyond just saying I want to design a logo and pop. Immediately you can start googling only e-learning platforms as a no. You can pick other as far as you understand the personality of the brand that you're picking on your mood board, it works. Now why am I picking Toyota? Because Toyota is a brand that is available for everybody. When I mean everybody, like there's something for almost everybody. So also is what Korea they are trying to. They are trying to make sure that you can get knowledge like in a structured way and it's going to last you. So also is a Corolla. If you're in Nigeria listening to this or watching this tutorial, you know that in Nigeria, Corolla is our identity, like an NIN to us. So also is what people want to do with Korea. Like, it's something that's going to be long term. The information you get from there is not just going to be random or something that you don't learn today, tomorrow you have forgotten. It's deep. Yeah. So that's why I'm also picking Corolla as a should I say as a look and feel brand. Then so let's go back to the chat chat. So it's giving us flow, it's giving us guided. Let me just take note of those words. Pathways, flow, guided. Have you seen how ideation can be very simple? But sometimes people will struggling. Yeah, ideation is not easy. Well, I was there before until I learned this. So this is a cheat code for you if you're a designer listening to this. And progress, unlock, focus. So you see, these are 8 words, and this is already enough. Cohesive and assurance. Have you seen how sweet it is? Now let's go to our illustrator. Considering what we have learned so far, let's not open illustrator. So you see, when people now just immediately they get a brief, they open illustrator. I'm always very worried. I'm like, hello, 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 hello. Please pick the cursor. Honorable Minister, please can you off your mic? Because there is a lot of work that needs to be done before you open illustrator. Now, your first ideation may not be it. So what we have done so far doesn't mean that we are done. We can still go back again to our brief. But I learned something from a very great man that said, make your ideation very fast. Because there was a time I used to use 2 weeks to do this. This thing that I just did now, I used to do it for 2 weeks. Why? Because I wasn't sure of myself. I was always feeling I needed to get it right at the first try. My sister, my brother, you don't need to get it right. You can do this, get it wrong, and go back again to your brief. Look for another thing, come back here. But make sure that you are progressing, because once the project is not progressing, you begin to get frustrated. And once you get frustrated, your creativity can't flow. You can't. You will not be able to. Even when you are, you'll be second guessing your ideas. So by the time you push immediately, you get something out very fast. Now I'm going to duplicate this. I just had an idea, but let me choose another font. So now this is another thing. Types of logos. Yeah, wordmark and all of that. Me, I'm a wordmark person. I can design logos. I can design other logo types, but I'm always, my first options for most projects are always wordmark. And if you notice during our competitors analysis, we saw that many of the brands are using wordmark, and it's best for these brands to also use wordmark, not because they are trying to blend in, but because the customer base is already familiar with a wordmark. Let me say that again, because the customer base is already familiar with a wordmark. So in the name of doing differentiation, don't go and do something that they will put you among the competitors, maybe in the presentation, and be like, are those ones selling stockfish? Oh yeah, they also are in learning platform, and you now get lost. So in the bit to do differentiation, you have to make sure that your differentiation is not so off from your market. Don't go and do something so off. So now I'm going to be picking a modern font to play with because of the ideas I have. Remember, I have some very sweet ideas. This is cool. It looks more like the Udemy one, but let me see. What's the name of this? I don't like using. This font is going to show me shade at some point. I've already seen it. I've had a vision already, so no, you won't understand. But if you know why I say that font is going to show me shaggy. I'm looking for a Google font. So this is another thing you can also do. This also helps you to come up with logo ideas. Fonts like types like this can just be the logo with some small correction inside. Okay, 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 okay. It's giving, it's giving, it's giving. Okay, so this is another thing I look out for when picking a font for a logo is, or should I say, a font type. Typography, Jare. Oh, sorry, I'm mixing it up. Yeah, but yeah. So what I do is that I always confirm if this is available in different weights, just in case, just in case you want to try something different with it. I know that we are still safe. Because it's how you design something to the next and I now feel that this particular typography may not be the body, the text that they'll use for the rest of the brand, but just in case it's also going to be same thing. You have to confirm that we are good to go. So now I saw something while I was designing or while I was doing the research, which is some words came up to my mind. Pathway. So when I thought pathway, I thought like a rainbow. Yeah, I thought like a rainbow because the rainbow is a path in itself. Sorry, my rainbow is not giving. Just permit me, please. Just forgive. You can drag me some other day. Just forgive for today. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to increase the stroke here. I'm going to try to increase the stroke. Yeah, and duplicate this, bring it here. Yep. Okay. So you see, designing logos is actually not hard. But a lot of times the reason why people struggle is that they're afraid that their ideas are too simple. Or I don't know. I don't know. They just feel this thing looks too simple or something. The idea is not simple. Oh. It's because why you feel it's too simple because you are not confident in your research. Now remember we talked about pathway. So this is basically a pathway. Even the negative space self of this logo is also a pathway. Sorry, let me show it to you. The negative space, this is also a pathway. So we can even turn that negative space to make like a full circle if I want to. Okay, it's not going to come out a full circle because of the circle in between. But anyways, now let me see if I can do something different. Okay, so I added stroke to that, and so yeah, that's our logo. That's one logo. Now let's come up with something else. Let's just keep that one side first. But that's already my best option anyways. But let's just do something else so that people will not see that they are lazy. They did not even do anything. But yes, let's just come up with something different. So I'm going to try something still with the letter I. I don't know. I have an insane obsession with eyes when it comes to logo design. Like, if you've seen the logos we have designed on social media, especially the ones that I was the one directly involved in ideation, once you just see that eye being tweaked, just know that it's airlights, it's airlight. Just know it's airlights. There's no how. Just screenshot it and say that's airlights. So yeah, I'm a very big fan of eyes. It just seems very easy to manipulate. So you see, I'm not even going to change anything like that. But I'm going to still bring in that, but I want to try something different with it. So I want to see how probably we can. Okay. So now this ideation is actually different. So it's like plugging in. Sorry, I think I'm saying something off on my. It's like plugging into something like access, plugging into something. So it gives students the opportunity to plug in. So let's say this is a student and this is the information. So this is the access for like to plug in to what is being taught, the information, there's a pathway basically, just like what that pathway has entered my mind. And also it also tells of progress and what's other word? Guided somehow. No, it doesn't tell of guided, but yeah. So you see that this is also it. So when I say I want to try, I know most of you think I'm going to do something completely different. Nope. The best thing to do when you're ideating is always let your ideas be similar. Yes, let them be similar, at least to an extent. Let it be similar. So now, I don't know which one I prefer. This one feels lazy. This one feels serious. But then again, it feels too wide for this particular, for this eye. It feels a little bit too wide. Feels a little bit too wide. So I don't know if I can take it elsewhere and see what it will do, if it will still work. So let's shrink this. Nope, it's not working. Sharp, sharp. Take it out. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. Oh. That's the truth. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, let's turn this. I was having an idea for something. Uh, let's try something else. So, so to align my part to 0. Okay, okay. But not just aligning the parts, I want to increase the size. Yeah, yes. Take this up. All this one is basically still the pathway idea, but just in another way. You just see the pathway idea, but in another way. Learning parts. But this one we are creating more parts just to make sure that you understand it all comes together. So you see, learning parts. So courier. I don't know if I should make this. should somehow synchronize with the U and the I. Are you guys feeling that vibe? Like, are you seeing what I'm saying? It works, Abby. No drama, Jerry. Let's just run it. Let's just see. We perish, we perish. You know? And yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try that. This is going to come down and shrink up a bit and go here. So, yes. So, curious. Just make sure that it's. So it seems as if we are copying Udemy logo, Abby. True. But we are not. Because it has its own storytelling behind it. You see, the secret about designing good logos is your confidence. Honestly speaking, I've seen over the years, I've designed very good logos that because I wasn't confident in them, they didn't fly. Not even because the clients rejected it, but my confidence level was very low, so it didn't work out. But let's just see what this looks like if it was actually placed on something else. But we may or may not iterate again. May or may not. May or may not. I'm just saying may or may not. Okay, so let's go to objects. Bring this forward. Bring forward, transform. Okay. Bring forward. Need to make this and this and this into a smart object or outline stroke. Okay, shape part, offset parts. No, should do outline stroke part. Okay, outline stroke. Target on white. Beautiful. So let's carry the other guys along. Bring them to white. So let's do something cute here. Let's just do a family reunion by grouping them together and bringing them down, increasing the size. Voila! There you have it. You have a cool logo. So this is what the cool logo looks like. And as you see, it tells of the idea of connecting. So I'm still thinking of removing this inner one, but it just looks permits me to use this language. It looks naked when I remove it. But let's just see. Let's just see. Yeah. It looks naked when I remove it. But let me see something. If I make it more bold, it now feels off in that place. So I think this works. Okay. So we have crew. Mind you, I didn't work on the kerning of this text or this typeface. I just allowed it to be like that. But let me just do it. Oh, let's just do it. Okay. So we are supposed to space this view rulers to make sure that there is see now we have noticed an error in this particular. See that this doesn't meet to this. So you see, this is why we do that, to correct any issues in the and also to give everything an even spacing, so visually it appears okay. So okay, let's shift this a bit. I don't really like the space that I have in this. I can't even see what. Okay, I can see it. I don't really like the space. I think I even prefer the inner space than this. Okay, let's place this here and place this here. Okay, okay. Yeah, and it's not perfect. Okay, I think I have something I can manage to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this across board to make sure that every letter has equal spacing. But most times you discover that when you do this, that they're already well evenly spaced. But just in case some type spaces they are moving crazy, like this one now, seeing some small school. So just make sure that your work is evenly spaced. But now even spacing has sometimes have an issue because of the letters. The size of different letters make it a little bit difficult to do even spacing. But nevertheless, we'll try our best just to make it come out well. There are some things I would have loved to do to this R, but I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah. Most times as a designer or designers want to over clean up, and it's good though, it's very beautiful. But there's also a space for just allowing things to be the way they are. Okay. So clean this up a bit. But you see the problem about cleaning this up now. It shifts away from the, and someone will tell me, just shift the Arabic. I know that's what you say. Beautiful. I shifted it. Oh, it's a little bit too far. Oh, our investors will understand. Oh, do pitch. They will understand why it's a little bit too far. It's not easy. It's not what? It's not easy. But I need to align this. Nevertheless, I need to align this to each other, because if they are not aligned, there's a problem. Yeah, there's a problem if they are not aligned. To feel and look off. Okay. So I'm not very satisfied with this, but oops, that was a mistake. Okay. Why I'm saying I'm not very satisfied with it, it feels that's not what I designed the first time on. Okay, it is because I spread it out. It feels a little bit. Should I just be confident with this? It looks like the Udemy logo. Let's go back to the Udemy. See, that's why designing logo is interesting. You have to look at competitor logos again and again and again. You have to look at what other guys are doing to make sure that you're not encroaching someone's intellectual property and stuff. Should we stick to this, because this actually feels better than, and this just makes it a little bit too busy to me. Yeah, it reaffirms the idea, but I feel we'll perish on the heel of this. Yes, we'll perish on the heel of this. We'll fight the lawsuit with Udemy at the right time, but for now, let's perish on the heel of this. So remember, we did not even discuss color, and that was intentional because I wanted us to focus on ideation. So now, considering the platforms that exist, what are the colors that already exist? And we have to make sure that we are not encroaching. We're already almost encroaching in our ideation. But while we are trying to decide the color, okay, I was just trying to check for something. Yeah, perfect. Not perfect, but it gets in small. Yeah, it gets in small. Just take it like that. It gets in small. Okay, now let's do color. Let's do color quickly. Let's tell our trusted DeepSeek to give us. Sometimes this AI is actually give rubbish. No offense to their founders and owners, but they don't give you what you want. But because as designers we don't tell them the right things. Color palette that clearly differentiates them. So if we had a mood board, probably we would have just picked what is on our mood board. But because we don't really have a mood board, we just went and looked at some fine brands and came back. But yes, clearly differentiates between their competitors. Okay. Okay. Yes. I don't even know why I'm correcting that English, but I think. So you see, first of all, it's going to actually tell us what competitors are already using. Now you see that competitors are using these colors. Let it finish thinking and give us its own vibe. I'm thinking of going for orange. I don't know if orange feels too busy. But because they said calm, so orange doesn't really work because they said calm. So you see, you have to be very intentional with what was said in the brief. Even if you want to step out of the brief, try and make sure that your step out is very minimal. My logo design mentor will tell me what is not important to the client should not be important to you. What is not important to the client should not be important to you. What is important to the client should be your life concerning that project. So let's look at what they are giving us. So I'm going to open our so I'm going to check out what DeepSeek has given to us to make sure that it works. Oh, don't give us I know. Now it's telling us why it works. I know. Just wait first. Let me just confirm what you said. See, voila. Okay, let's go back to academic blue. Okay, let's check what this looks like because I don't know what it looks like. I only saw the color code, but I know people that read color codes and know what it looks like. But I'm not that person. Sorry, I have to have it in sight. If not, I am a dummy in that respect. Okay, I'm not really liking that, but let's just match. Let's just match first, cause I even like what I saw on this. Mm, mm, I'm not really giving it here. Oh. You guys have lost me. Oh. They have lost me. Oh. They have lost me. They have lost me. They have lost me. They have lost me. Well, this is actually nice. Mm, mm, mm. What do you guys think? Just leave a comment. Leave a comment in the comment section about this first color, this particular one that they gave us. But for me, it's not given. Please, nope, no, 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 no. So let's do calm and inspiring. But before you tell, I have realized also when you're prompting here, before you tell whatever AI are using to to work or to design or to do your research or to do your work, you must tell them why you said no. So a lot of times people will just say, you're very stupid. People tell their AIs you're stupid. Yeah. So you don't just tell the AI you're stupid. Tell the AI why you're saying you don't want it. Let's do come and inspiring. Your shade, your palette is cool. And I've noticed this with DeepSeek, but they're always giving very dull palettes. It takes like 2 or 3 trials for them to get it right. And I'm always very patient with them because they actually do very well in these aspects if you are patient. So they're giving us something different. Let's see. So we have to be a little bit patient here. So while we are waiting for them to do their thing, let's go back here and just begin to do some small. See, oops. Okay. Okay. Feels small in my eye. Or is it me? And it's also giving a house vibe, house of information kind of vibe. So copy this, keep here. See, this is why I love mock-ups because you see, even when you don't believe in your work, sometimes when you now mock it up, like you put it on something, it's not say you're not like But as I said also, a disclaimer too, just to balance it, mock-ups don't cover up, shouldn't be a cover up for bad designs. Your design should actually be good. But when I mean that, it just gives you like close. No, let me not say closure, but it just allows you to say, okay, yeah, I see why I chose this as my idea. So let's go back and see what. See, thing is still even talking now. See, These are the issues. But just when I was about to stop it. Okay. What is charcoal? What am I doing with charcoal? But let's just see. Let's not be as if we are doing hard guy. We don't want to efforts bloom. Okay. Have you noticed that the naming here and the naming on the website is a little bit different? I've noticed that too also. And I don't know why it always happens like that. Please, if you know the reason why that happens, please just leave a reason in the comment section. But what is this now? Oh, God of mercy. Don't worry. You guys should don't worry. I'll find my way. Yeah? I'll find my way because at this point I'm tired. What is that? What is the meaning of that? Who does that? Who really does that? So you see, I'm trying to give myself something because I already had something in mind, but I just wanted to try, chat to see if chat could give us something interesting so that I could work with. So it's also safe to just go straight forward to your own ideas. It's also safe to do that, but most times, if you have the opportunity to, why not? Why not? If there is wine in Rome, we feast. Yes, I made that up. Yeah, I made that up. Mint glow. I just want to confirm its contrast. Does it have a high contrast with and what's the contrast like to make sure that contrast is okay? So my idea for picking this is coming from Wise. You see, that's why you have to be very vast in your knowledge as a designer. Design knowledge is like outside design knowledge is very, very, very important. So now why did I go with that color palette? Because I'm stealing from somewhere. So now in the fintech space, there are companies like PayPal. I can't really think of companies off my head right now, but yes. Now then came Wise, and now Wise now came with this green and light green and deep green, and I'm like, oh God, what are you trying to add? Like, what are you trying to prove? So the idea was for them to stand out, but not just stand out, they stood out with their color. So now also in the e-learning platform now that we are working on, we see that these guys are trying to stand out with already big guys that are there. LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, Coursera. What is their winning formula? To stand out with color. So instead of reinventing the wheel, why not go to another industry and borrow the idea and put in your own industry? You see, logo design can be sweet if you know what to do. If you have the right information, you know what to do. But before we go forward, I'm going to give you some information about our upcoming free logo design class brought to you by Goshen Media, which is going to start on the 16th of February all the way to the 27th of February. We are going to be having a logo design session for the course of 12 days. We're going to be taking you from the basic of design principles, logo design principles, and all of that. So actually designing a logo project by yourself. So you'll be able, at the end of the 12 days class, you'll be able to design at least one logo from start to finish on your own. So you see, this is already giving us some ideas, and it's telling us what to do, what not to do, what not to do, what to do, what not to do, what not to do, what not to do, and it's tell us an alternative. If that one is too deep, tell us okay. So please make sure that you sign up for that class. The link is in the description of this video. I look forward to seeing you in class. Don't miss an opportunity to learn deep things. Like, don't miss it. Don't miss it. 2020 is not a year to relax and say, oh, I've bought courses. No. There's something about, getting more information. There's always something new to learn. And even if you're not learning something new, you are going deeper in what you already know. It's an opportunity for you to connect, ask questions, to get new insights on how things are done. So yes, please click the link in the description to join. So final, enough contrast, most for non-strong, potential accessibility, potential overwhelming if used, shadow, nope, okay, use, I don't even know what it said, use Okay, let me see what this looks like. Let me see what this looks like. Okay. So I'm not going to mock up in this video, but I would love to do that, but no, I'm not going to do that. Or maybe in some other videos we are going to do mock-ups. Why is it doing that? Okay, I see there's an issue and it should be solved. Or do I need to type it manually? Oh, I see. How would they say that the contrast of this is better than this? How did you say that? This is better now. Shall let's try it. So let's copy our color and take it to Illustrator and let's copy that. Remember, they want to go for a calm and let me go back to their calm and professional. So number one, users feel clarity, users feel empowered, professionals trust it. It stands apart in 3 seconds. So you see, this color is not just random. It comes from a place of we know what we want to say with this color code. We know what we want to say with this color code. Okay, now we have put that there. So let's take sure, arrange to front. Sure about that. Okay, see, it's already giving. It's already giving. Let's just carry the other one and come and keep, and let's see what miracle happens here. But it seems the white I used was off-white. I don't know, it looks off-white to me, but I'm going to confirm now. Seems like just off-white, not actual white. It is white. Okay, and let's go to the lighter shade that they said we should use, or that you recommended. Yeah, I'll still use my own sharp, but let's not be as if I'm not listening, but I'll still do what is in my mind. Okay, so I put it there. Just permit me to do this so that I can just have this. I won't have to be going back to go and copy the colors. Let me just put them on my workspace so that I have them. My black is 0505, so that's I can remember that one easily. Can even play with 3 colors. We don't even need to delete anybody. So they say we should use this one. Nah, this actually works, but it just feels a little bit too light for me. Oh, sorry. It works, right? It works, right? Yeah, it does. Crew. Yes. This works, guys. There's nothing you want to tell me. But let's do this one just in case. Damn! This actually works more. This actually works more. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see. Okay. So I drop out to pick your. So at the end of this video, yeah, I don't really expect you to copy my logo, but I want you to understand our process. That's the aim of this video. So a lot of you may be feeling that, oh, she's not telling us click this, click that. That's not my strength, actually. My strength is explaining process. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is beautiful. I'm going with this. Every other person should go and perish. But before we finalize on this, we're going to do something with. Let's do something a little bit different. just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Just to make sure, because some people I wouldn't mind if they perish, but let's just make sure everybody's on the same page. Let's just carry the black people along. Doesn't I mean the black like color coding black. I don't mean it in a racial way. Yeah, so arrange. Yep. Okay. Okay. Nope. It doesn't give. It will give for. I know what color would make it make sense. This color would make it make sense. Yep, that color makes it make sense. So yes, this is Courier, our e-learning platform logo. So basically, this is it. A learning pathway. A learning pathway. Remember, a learning pathway. So you see, a learning pathway. Color and different colors, basically, to differentiate them from the already existing brand. Remember, our idea is taken from the fintech space, which is Wise. So considering that Wise is a different, they're still in the fintech space, but they decided to go with something different. So okay. So also in the edtech space, they're also trying to separate themselves. So why not also pick from there? So we've come to the end of this episode. I would have loved to mock this up, but that would be a whole lot like extra. Maybe in our next episode, we would not just design logos, but we'll actually do the mock-ups. But I think this is also very, very fair. And I'll also try something else in the next episode, probably imagery and stuff like that. So there you have it, our Curio logo. Make sure you sign up to Curio when they launch. It's a fictional brand, but let me just sell them. Make sure you sign up to Curio when they launch. Yeah. So we've come to the end of this episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also our 12 day, I say 14, but it's 12. Our 12 days free logo design class is coming up 14th, is it 14th, 16th to 27th of February. Sign up. The sign up link is in the comment section. Make sure you sign up, leave a comment, leave a like, leave a share, anything, What did you learn from this video? I would love to hear you, and I'll be looking forward to respond to questions in the comment section. Thank you. Make sure you also follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, GoShare Media, on Instagram, GoShare DP. Make sure you follow us. Till our next episode, bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching.